Good morning to all respected teachers, senior colleagues, friends, and respected chair. The first time I'm giving a talk in any kind of hat like this, so I really appreciate the effort of Nilesh. It takes really a lot of time, effort, and imagination to come up with this kind of ideas and to execute it. Really, hats off. I'll be speaking on the bank card and the proper anchor placement in the bank card. I'm from Manipal Hospital's Bangalore, and we also run a research center in shoulder surgery in Bangalore. So coming to the bank card, so we should rather know what are the causes of failure of a bank card to correct so that we do a bank card properly. So now, normally what happens is the most important paper which we have is from Pascal Bolu, who found out about what are the possible causes of, failure of PAN card. So there are a few takeaways in this paper which were very, very interesting. One was the most important thing, which is the last one in the slide, is basically it tells us that how many number of anchors, less than three number of anchors fail, there are more failure chances. Then the second is uh, this anchor, where should the anchor be kept? So if you look at this particular picture, if you keep the anchor to the side, if the anchor is to the side of the glenoid like this, then the soft tissue comes only to this much. You might not get enough of placation. So anchor should be on top, and the idea is to pull the soft tissue and the labrum back onto the surface. The idea is one is a bumper. Actually, the bumper does not have any role. What bumper visually gives to us is that there is quite a bit of plication. So more bumper means more plication has happened. So definitely positioning here is very important. Then the other thing is how much of plication is to be done. You need to do definitely adequate plication, and in some cases, for example, you have significant ligament laxity, you might require more plication. You might require a double row fixation. All that is important for fixation, and how we mobilize is also very important. And the IGHL is the key to the anterior stability. That means the most important anchor here is the 5 o'clock anchor or the 4:30 anchor, because that is the anchor which actually pulls up all the tissues. So I will go through the videos and run through the video and tell how I do it and what I feel is important. The normally my visualization always from the trans cup code. The trans cup code, I normally put it with this the biceps. So my entry is somewhere here. You can see that, and it is always in the muscle bed, muscle belly of the supraspine. It is banded into a tendon. So this gives me a proper access to the posterior as well as the anterior. It gives me an entire visualization in the front of the shoulder. We published this where we looked at the healing of the stance top code, and it was very safe and healed well. So then, coming to the tissue plication. So, for example, you might have a very bad ulcer lesion where you can't see the tissue at all. You can see the tissue here, and the tissues could be quite bad. So, it is adequate release going all the way along the glenoid surface and visualize it from an anterior superior port is very, very important. You have to release it. We have to release it all the way till around 6:30 position. This is very important, 6:30 position, because the IGHL attaches up to around 5:30 to 6 o'clock position. So we need, if you are planning a capsular shift, where you are planning to shift the capsule from there to here, we need to release it all the way because tissue can be scarred up till there. So we need to do that. And another very important thing is how we elevate it, how we mobilize this capsule is very important, because you need to really put the elevator and go under the capsule and elevate it from the subscap. So that lift is very important. We should do it till the subscap is properly visualized. And one more important thing is if you don't separate the capsule from the subscap by lifting it like that, then that's when you go do a catch or pass a lasso, there is even a chance of accident or injury. So you can see that. So this is the mobilization which normally I do. The tricks for visualization is my visualization is always from a andro superior core. You can adjust the lights of 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock, keep on adjusting till you go there. And then most important thing is if you want to visualize this area. So you can always even try to dislocate the shoulder. If you want to visualize the 6 o'clock or the 6:30, sometimes it's not visual, also do it from the front. So what you do is you dislocate the shoulder, then you can see the 6:30 position elevated. And when you want to visualize the anterior, then you relocate the shoulder. These are two things which you can do. So this is my video on the pan card. So I thought I will run the video along and then tell my logic of pan card anchor placement. So I always elevate it all the way here till this much. Since our normal labrum is here. So we need to elevate it till here, and sometimes it is difficult to find the soft tissues here. So what you do is, if you can go to the 6:30 or a 6 o'clock position, and then from the normal labrum, if you can elevate it, then you should be able to find that way. So here again, the first angle is at 6 o'clock. It is always a knotless anchor which I put there. So now, or I could always use the all switcher anchor. I'll tell you why the all switcher anchor is important in today's scenario. And then, so that is a knotless at 6 o'clock. Next is at 5 o'clock. I'm using tape anchors. The importance of this knotless or the all switcher anchor is that the angle of insertion should be maximum 90 degrees. I'll show you a paper on that, why this 90 degrees is important. So you can always go for certain companies which have angle guides for insertion. So one, you can see this 6 o'clock. It is easy to insert the 6 o'clock from posterior. I go for posterior. And then again, you can see this on the glenoid surface. I'm using tape anchors in 5 o'clock position, especially. Tape, again, importance of tape is that it helps in tissue plication more. More tissue plication, cut through chances are less. Pull out chances of, if you have double loaded has lesser pull outs chances than a single loaded. A tape has lesser chances than a wire anchor. So this is the construct. So I'll just hold this once. So I'll just go through this again. So what I was trying to tell you is that elevation is the key to success in the bank card. You have to release till 6:30, 7 o'clock position. Only then you can get the entire shift here. We have to start the elevation from 6:30 down. Then go again like this. Lift the capsule from the subscap is very important. Only then you get an adequate plication and the alveolar comes on. And the 6 o'clock anchor, once you put 6 o'clock, the plication is at 7. The most important anchor in the success of a bank card is the 5 o'clock anchor. Here, always we try to do a maximum plication by going deeper inside and taking a bite, and the IJJ should be really tightened in this position. This anchor alone is enough to fix the entire shoulder, this 5 o'clock anchor. Then I prefer to use all switcher anchor because metal solid anchors you can have, suppose it cuts out, it comes out. So you have hardware irritation. Hardware irritation is 0. Then if you don't want to pull out in the all switcher anchor, put it on the glenoid face, put it maximum 90 degrees. Always use a guided anchor or a guided sleeve which give you a direct rotation. Then the tail anchors have better pull-in, lesser cutout chances, more tissue plication. Then minimum 3 anchors is required. I can come all the way up. So this is my bank cut. This is the knotless again. So just want to show you how this has been put from posterior. It gives you excellent positioning here to in the posterior, and the plication you can see coming in like that. So it gives you an excellent plication. So if you have a anchor pull out, how do you manage? It is easy to manage an all switcher anchor pull out. For example, this pulled out for me. So what I did was I've already passed the switches. You can see the anchor is pulled out like that. So what I did was I used the already passed. It is already passed into IGHL and the capsular complex. You can always put a push lock and put back in. Then when you compare, this is my last very important slide, to compare the all switcher with the solid anchors. So this is why the vertical insertion is more important. The dead man theory does not apply to the all switcher anchor. When you put it at 45 degrees, you can see there's a oval hole. Here there's a circular hole. That means more bone defect. Here, the all switcher anchor folds on to the cortex. The cortex is the key there. So if you have a wider cortical hole, more chance of pull out. Smaller cortical hole, lesser chance of pull out. So when you're using all switcher anchor, put it straight. So this is basically shows that the defect size is much lesser when you use all switcher and in straight. So that's why again, deadman theory does not apply here. And one more important thing is if you try to do 45 degrees, there is the windshield wiper. It keeps on moving and it eventually becomes loose over a period of time. And you can have cyst formation. And this is again a very important slide. You can see all suture anchor has the minimum cortical diameter, minimum, and you can see the volume of bone which is affected is very less compared to all the other anchors. So, in summary, I prefer all suture anchors. Takes more than once, and the insertion should be possibly at maximum 90 degrees. Keep it on the glenoid face are the takeaways in Pancart and anchors. Thank you so much.